What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, kicking it back to some more Master Duel content. I'm addicted. What can I say? Today I'm bringing you guys another deck profile video, because I think I found the format that I want to do with this with content on the channel. So the deck that I am premiering to you guys is a full Red Eyes deck. Full disclaimer: this is a for fun deck. This deck does not have some of the key cards that it has in the original TCG that it would have in this game just yet. It's still missing some key features, and there's some things in this deck that really hold the deck back from doing some just really incredible things. So just know this is a for fun deck. This is not something that you are going to use to defy the meta or anything like that. This is just something that you slap together, have fun with your buddies, and things like that. It did get me the gold, though, however, you know, it got me my gold rank up, so hey, you know, there's a little bit of viability here. This deck still has some things going for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the deck. I'm going to show you all the cards that I use in the deck, go over them one by one as per usual deck profile fashion, and then do one singular duel at the end of the video. Win or lose, that's the only duel that we're going to do, and then come back to the deck in a later video just specifically designated for ranked matches only. And I think that's what we're going to do going forward with any deck profiles that I do. I plan on doing ranked match duels just for videos regardless, but we'll do specified ones to follow up deck profile videos. So without further ado, let's get started. Top left, down to the bottom, we're going to start off with 2, Summon Skull. This is primarily just here, this is literally just here for the fusion. Literally, there's no other reason for this card to be here other than the fusion that we have in the deck. Obviously, 3 Red Eyes Black Dragon. People only play 2, but why would you do that? I play 3. You want max efficiency with this deck. 2 Blackstone of Legends. You contribute it to special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. If it's in the graveyard, you can target a level 7 Red Eyes, shuffle it back into the deck, and you can add this card to your hand. You can only use either effect once per turn. That's something that really holds this deck down. But it's still a phenomenal card to have, as it, you know, it helps with your engine. I played it 2. Next up is Red Eyes Baby Dragon. It's literally just here for the effect that when it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a Red Eyes from your deck and equip it to the card, and it gains 300 attack. You can use it for the additional effects for Black Dragon Whelp, Black Metal Dragon Whelp, but I don't play that, so I'm not worried about that. But you could do that option if you wanted. Red Eyes Retro Dragon is a phenomenal card. This thing is actually really good. So if a level 7 or lower Red Eyes on your field gets destroyed while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card in defense mode and restore all cards that were destroyed and special summon them back to the field. It's actually very, very, very good. You contribute this card as well to do an additional normal summon for for a Red Eyes monster. This is okay for your lower cards, like your Gearfrieds or your Blackstone Legend, or no, your Red Eyes Baby Dragon, sorry, because Blackstone Legend doesn't count. Yeah, so it's a decent effect. The secondary effect, you're not going to use it all that much, to be perfectly honest. Next up is Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron guy. Yeah, Iron Knight, sorry, couldn't think of the word Knight. He's just here for Slash Dragon, but he actually has a decent effect. So if he gets equipped with a card during either player's turn, you can destroy the equipped card, then destroy one spell trap your opponent controls, which is pretty nice. Then, once per your turn, you can send one equipped card that you control, choose a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You're not going to use this play that much, but it's nice to have. He's just here for Slash Dragon. One of the main engines of the deck I play at 2, Keeper of Dragon Magic. When he's normal summon or special summon, you can discard a card to add Polymerization or a normal spell, fusion normal spell from your deck to your hand. You can also reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck, special summon one of the fusion material monsters on that monster from your graveyard in face down defense position. You can only use one of these effects, one of each effect per turn, so you can use both of them in the same turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for fusions. The turn that you activate either of this card's effects. Most of our cards are fusions, so that's not that big of a problem. We only play one XYZ and one Link, so that's not a problem. Great card, helps with the engine a lot with this deck. Meteor Dragon Red Eyes is just here for the fusion summon, but if you use its Gemini effect, other Red Eyes monsters that you control can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. It's nice. It's nice to have. A lot of the stuff with the monsters that you see here are nice to have. They're ultimately here just to help with the engine or the fusions. But they are some effects that you could use in clutch moments to get by. And then we play 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. Special summon it by vanishing a face-up dragon that you control. You can only special summon one of them per turn this way. You can special summon a dragon monster from your hand or graveyard, except for him, just once during the main phase. He's very powerful. I don't know why he's limited to 2. There are other worse cards out there that do way more than this card. I don't know why it's a 2, but it is, so we only play 2. On to the spells, we play 1 of Monster Reborn. I'm not really too big of a fan of adding generic cards into an archetype themed deck, but hey, I mean, Monster Reborn really helps this deck a ton. Obviously, you can only play to 1. Dragon's Mirror is another great fusion option. On the field or graveyard, you banish the fusion monsters to fusion your dude. It's a solid card, and it's a great option. Another great option for fusion. Red Eyes Fusion is the main meat of the deck, though. You can send it from your hand, field, or deck, which is great. And special summon and fusion summon any monster that you have, as long as you have the materials listed. Unfortunately, though, another thing that really holds this deck back is you cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters the turn that you activate this card. So if you did the Blackstone of Legend, or you summon Gearfried in attack position, you can't activate this card. If you had XYZ summon Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, you can't activate Red Eyes Fusion. It's another thing that really holds this deck back from greatness. But I played it at 3 because it's the main meat of the deck. Cards of the Redstone, most people don't play this. I like to play just for the possibility of the 2 draws, and it helps with the engine of the deck. Because you can get 2 Red Eyes into the graveyard. I actually really like this card a lot. It has come in clutch, although I play it at 1. Bop. And we play this at 3. Sorry, had to do that. We play 3 Red Eyes inside. I don't know why that didn't change before. 1 of Cards of Redstone and 3 of Red Eyes Insight. This is the biggest engine of the deck. You can send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard to add a Red Eyes spell or trap, which is Red Eyes Fusion. You want Red Eyes Fusion, always. You could also grab these as well, but most of the time it's Red Eyes Fusion. And then Silver's Cry. You Blue Eyes players know what this card does. Just target a normal dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Amazing card, works very well with the deck. This card has actually surprised me a lot of how good it is. So you can equip it to a Red Eyes. And play this at 2. You can equip it to a Red Eyes. It can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase, which is actually kind of nice. You could send it to the graveyard, target an effect monster on the field, equip that target to the monster this card was equipped to, and if you do, while a monster is equipped to it by this effect, its attack and defense become the original attack and defense of the equipped monster. So you can equip this to, if memory serves me correctly, you can equip this to like Red Eyes Baby Dragon. Discard this, choose another monster on the field, and they'll have the attack of Red Eyes Baby Dragon. It's a very, very useful card in clutch situations. Play 3 of Champion's Vigilance. If you control a level 7 or higher normal monster, when a summon would happen, a spell or trap card is activated, negate the summon or activation, and destroy it. Must play this at a 3 if you were playing this deck, 1000%. Return of the Red Eyes is your other main draw engine. A lot of people play Red Eyes Insight, but this is the superior card. If you control a Red Eyes monster, you can normal summon one. You can special summon 1 normal monster from your graveyard. If this card would be destroyed, you can target a Red Eyes and special summon it from the graveyard. Amazing, amazing card. On to the extra deck, Red Eyes Slash Dragon. You need a warrior monster, which we play Gearfried for, and a Red Eyes Black Dragon. When any of your Red Eyes monsters declare an attack, you can target a warrior monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card as an equipped spell that gives it this card 200 attack. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card that you control, this is a spell or a trap, you can send 1 equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. This is very, very useful, and he is one of your main meats for getting in there and wrecking face. this card is super good, very, very valuable. If this card is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card. So if they get through that regardless, like they destroy it by attacking, you could just resummon the equipped monsters, which is pretty nice. 3 of Meteor Black Common Dragon. Level 6 is the Meteor Dragon. When this card is fusion summoned, you can send a red eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the original attack of that monster. If this card is sent to the monster zone to the graveyard, you can choose 1 normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. It's a very 3,500 attack. This is a beater monster, but with a great ability and some great burn. This card right here is amazing, and this is why Summon's Goal is in the deck. So you can only special summon 1 of this per turn. This card battles, your opponent's card effects and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step, which is really nice, helps ward off traps. If damage calculation is performed involving this card at the end of the battle phase, you can target a red eyes monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack in the graveyard. Bro. Oh, well, it has to be a normal monster. You get the point, though. That's a lot of effect damage that you can inflict. This card is phenomenal. The XYZ of the deck is Flare Metal Dragon. While this card has XYZ material, each time your opponent activates a card, you inflict 500 damage. It's really nice burn damage. You could detach an XYZ material, target a red eyes normal monster in the graveyard, special summon it. Good, decent stats, great way of refilling your field, getting more actions off and things like that. And then finally, we play 3 of Darkness Metal Dragon. I never summon this thing, but it's nice to have in the deck. You can target a monster that is banished in your graveyard, special summon it. Great for Dragon's Mirror. In defense position, but its effects are negated and you cannot link summon monsters for the rest of this turn. The monster that is summoned is placed on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. It's great for refueling your deck. You can only use it once per turn. And there we have it. That is the Red Eyes deck that I prefer to use as the best possible complete Red Eyes deck that I could actually currently make at the current moment. And this is probably the best one in my eyes. Anyway, like I mentioned before, full disclaimer, this is just a for fun deck. This is not something that you could take into ranked and grind with. It's just for fun, you know? And that's the whole point of this game. Have fun. So, we're going to take the deck, we're going to go hop into a ranked match. I'm going to try and see if I can showcase off to you guys what the deck can do. And then later on, with another ranked video in the future, we'll come back, we'll revisit Red Eyes, and we'll do like 2 or 3 ranked matches and see how the deck does and how it performs. So, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get to the match. Alright, here we are with our opponent for the video. Doc Brown is a gold 4 rank player. Now, like I mentioned before, I am in gold rank now, so there is a super... I'm going to go first. I like going first. There's a super strong possibility I'm going to get bopped. Because like I mentioned before, Red Eyes it's missing a lot of keep cards to like really make the deck function. Now, there is a different form of Red Eyes, like a Red Eyes burn deck, but I don't like burn decks. This is a not great hand. But we're going to make do with what we got. So let's set that. Set that. And we kind of just have to set Gear Freed and go from there. Alright. So let's just end. But yeah, there's a Red Eyes burn deck that's floating around where you utilize like the spell card to do burn damage. You use the fusion to do burn damage. I'm not a fan of burn decks. I think I already know what this deck is. This is probably... If... I'm going to be very upset if this is actually that deck. And it's looking like it, because he just plays... Man, what in the fuck, dude? Okay, well... Damn! Why did I just hit? What? Oh, half my opponent's life points. Okay. Sure. That's fine. Has to be in my graveyard, though. If you control no monsters, you can only cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. He's only level 6. This kind of really does suck. But yeah, anyway, I'm not a fan of burn style decks. I'm going to do that. And I should have placed it in face down defense position. I know a lot of people are going to say that, but that's okay. I'm not a fan of burn decks, so I don't want to play that variant. You can really run either one. They're kind of both in the same level of inefficiency anyway. So, win or lose this duel, like I mentioned before, we're just going to keep it for the video because this is still going to showcase like what this deck really problems with. And as you can see, I bricked like I'm like crazy. So, damn, what the hell? I can't see. What is this deck? I see what kind of deck this is now. I see what kind of deck this is now. And I don't have the means of fighting this. Like, at all. There's nothing I can do. Unfortunately, I bricked pretty hard. This is one of the key problems of this deck, ultimately, is just flat out bricking. This card battle. Show the card in your deck. Yeah, there isn't really anything I can do, so just there's no point in attacking, so let's just end our turn. And I'm gonna put this out there too, because this is a problem with like 200. Damn, did I just die? I think I did. Wow, this is an evil deck. This is very evil. Anyway, like I was saying, this is kind of one of the problems with Blue Eyes itself as well, like bricking pretty hard. But that's going to be the only match of the video. I know it didn't really get to showcase off anything, but like I said, we're going to come back in with a later match. A later video just exclusively doing matches with just Red Eyes to go out there. And biggest part of this deck, biggest part of this video is that I wanted to showcase off the deck list, and you got to see one of the problems with this deck. So the biggest weakness of this deck, as I did with the last video, I'm going to do it here. The biggest weakness of this deck is that it's missing a lot of things. Outside of Champion's Vigilance, there's no natural negation like other decks have built in. So you really need to rely on this card to kind of stop what your opponent is doing. If you don't have Champion's Vigilance, you have literally nothing to stop what your opponent is doing. The second thing is bricking. You can just draw any of these cards here, and just, if you don't get a fusion, if you don't get this, if you don't get any of your spells, like your key spells, you're kind of just screwed, you know? And then ultimately, one of the other biggest problems is this is the strongest monster in the deck, right here, 3,500 attack. If they play anything that's higher than that, you're gonna have a really bad time. You know, you're gonna have a really bad time in trying to break down that wall. And one of the biggest counters to this deck is actually Blue Eyes, because of how strong their monsters are. So it's like, there are a lot of things that really hold this deck back. And there are a lot of things that this deck could have to make it perform better, but unfortunately we just don't have them currently in the moment. So, again, just full disclaimer, this is a for fun deck. This is not something to seriously grind rank with. It can get you to gold, as I am living proof of that. But that's, yeah, you know, I do not recommend grinding with this deck, but it's a fun deck that you could just sit down and play with your buddies. So that'll wrap it up for me on this one, guys. Thank you guys a ton for watching. You guys know what to do. If you want to see more Master Duel content, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, join the small community that we got. We welcome you with open arms, and I'll see you guys in the next one.